I'm here today to tell you guys a very sad story, and it's also a cautionary story, and that is the story of me failing my first ever shiny in Pokemon Go. The first time I failed a shiny. It's not my first ever shiny, it's the first time I failed a shiny. I need to figure out the wording. So this morning I finally figured out how to get AR Plus working on my phone for the first time. I have an Android phone and the most recent update allowed it to work, and I just never had the option. I figured out you have to log out and log back in, and after you've downloaded AR Core, it'll work. So I got AR Plus working, and I took like a picture of a Vulpix or something for fun. But then a little while later, I was investigating a spawn point that I had discovered in my neighborhood, and I caught a shiny Plusle. Now, most of you are probably like, oh, who cares about a shiny Plusle? They were everywhere back during that weekend event in July or whenever. But I was very, very unlucky on that weekend, and despite seeing probably around 40 Plusle or Minun, I didn't get a single shiny Plusle or Minun. So I haven't had one this entire time. So while that's a common shiny, I got a full odds Plusle, which was amazing, and I was super happy about it, and now I just need to find a Minun, and I will have made up for that unlucky weekend. Now, one thing I like to do is when I find a shiny is to take an AR picture of it with like me next to it, you know, if I can get a fun Instagram post, whatever, but Jubilee wasn't with me, I was by myself, so I turned on AR Plus, and was gonna try to get a cool picture of the Plusle in the environment. And it wasn't working exactly right. I was having trouble getting the grass to spawn properly, and so I just gave up, turned off AR, and decided to just catch the Plusle. So a little while later, Jubilee and I go to the grocery store, and it's a grocery store that has a decent chunk of Pokemon spawns and a gym at the front of it. And as soon as we enter the grocery store, I click on a Natu, and holy crap, it's a freaking shiny Natu. In the 2 full odds shinies in the span of an hour and a half, the best Pokemon Go shiny luck I have ever had, and I was thrilled. However, I decided, oh, I want to see if I can get a fun AR Plus picture of it, you know? I think like it's probably gonna work, you know? It'll be fine. So I turn on AR Plus, I get it to spawn on the middle of like a food shelf for some reason, and I take the picture and I get the picture of the Natu, but then tragedy struck. I decided I did not want to attempt to catch the Natu in AR Plus, because when trying to catch that Vulpix from this morning, it took me a lot of throws and I couldn't hit it, and I was worried about inadvertently getting too close and making it run, so I just wanted to go back to the regular no AR capture screen. However, when I turned the AR switch off, instead of reverting back to the regular capture screen, all the UI just disappeared. Like, there was no Pokeball, there was no run button, there was no items, there was no Natu, and it was basically just my phone had like the camera app open, and just like I moved it and it was filming everything, but there was nothing there for me to click on, nothing for me to do. So I sat there for a couple minutes trying to like figure out like there's no buttons for me to hit to go back to the freaking like capture screen, to go back to the overworld even. So I had no choice but to restart the app. And when I restart the app, the Natu is gone. There's no Natu in the overworld, there's no Natu in my inventory because I never threw a ball at it, and it was gone. So in the span of an hour and a half, I had a brand new shiny for me, and then I found a shiny and then lost it thanks to an AR Plus glitch. And I was very, very sad, and love to Jubilee for her being really sweet and being the main grocery shopping captain while I just kind of wallowed and followed her. But I just want to share this story with you guys for 2 reasons. The first is that so more of you would be aware that I have failed a shiny Natu now. So Natu's kind of like my top choice for finding shinies from now on, and hopefully I finally reclaim one someday on camera, and it'll just be extra exciting because it'll be reclaiming one that I've lost. And the second reason is a warning to not use AR Plus if you find a shiny Pokemon, unless it's like community day where if you lose it, it's not a big deal because you got a bunch of them. Those of you who have iPhones may have known about this for a while, but those of you who have Androids who just got access to AR Plus, just don't do it. I learned this lesson the hard way. If you find a shiny golden raspberry and ultra ball it and then show it off to people when it's in your PC, because otherwise you risk losing a shiny that you may never find again. So that concludes my tale of failing a shiny Natu. I hope you enjoyed the story in this video, despite it being very sad. But it wasn't completely sad because I did get the plusles, so you know, it's like, I mean, I got one, so it's better than none. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed it, and that is all I have for now. So until next time, Poke fans, gotta catch them all!